right, Sports Talker Nation. Welcome back once again. It's your host, the G-Man, as we continue with our 2016 team-by-team NFL preview. Today we're going to talk about those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I have to admit, I liked Jameis Winston last year. I didn't love him. I was wrong. He had a consistently good with a lot of upside rookie year. There's a lot of opportunities for him to get good. They thought enough of him to make sure they cemented that offense in place and kept the offensive coordinator who was making overtures that he was going to go elsewhere if he didn't get the head job. It was also easier to fire Lovey after an up-and-down season. But I do think this team is on the upside because I think Jameis is the real deal. That's where it all starts. It all starts at the quarterback position. And I think Jameis Winston always had all the physical tools. He certainly has all the he's a football savant, they always say. His football intelligence is incredible. So I think he's the real deal. I like their running game. I like Doug Martin more than most. Now, he fumbles quite a bit, so you have to be careful about that. But I think he is tough inside runner, paired with Jameis Winston, and on the outside, Mike Evans, who is giant, fast, and strong and catches everything. He had an uneven year in the end zone this past year. He didn't catch a ton of touchdown passes. But I think that's a fluctuating thing, and I think this year you'll see that improve dramatically. Where Tampa Bay really had the most work to do was on the defensive side, and they did it. I don't think it's going to be an immediate turnaround. I don't think you can expect them to go 11-5 this year. But I'll tell you, if there is a team, there's usually a team that goes from worst to first. If there's a team that's going to do that, I think it's going to be Tampa Bay this year, even though I think the Panthers are still clearly the head of that division. They drafted Vernon Hargreaves, who is I don't love. I think he's more of a hybrid safety corner as opposed to a straight corner. They also picked up Noah Spence in the draft, picked up Robert Ayers and Brent Grimes. Their defense is completely filled out and different than what it used to be. So what a dramatic shift on defense. Now, it's going to take those guys a little bit of time to gel together. Of course it is. But I think they put the right steps in place. Their pass defense last year was deplorable. They actually get a decent pass rush. They needed a dramatic increase in the defensive backfield, and they did it. This upcoming year, one of the big questions is Dirk Cutter. What does Dirk Cutter do in his first year as a head coach? He's going to continue to call his own offense, which makes sense. He's going to rely on his defensive coordinators to call the defense, which is smart. You don't want to take on too much as a first-year head coach. Let the guys who know what they're doing do what they're going to do. I won't call for that worst to first, but let's say that they go 8-8 this year, and it's a pretty dramatic improvement. They have a chance to be better than that. They may get to that 9-7 mark, but let's say 8-8. And a team, if you have the arrow pointing, that arrow is pointing upward for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers moving forward. And that's all for your 2016 team-by-team preview of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As always, I'm your host, the G-Man, and I am out.